So good morning and welcome to Breaking Dawn this morning. My name is Stephen Reese. Of course, we're here until 8 o'clock. It is Tuesday. We have Seth Viola aboard and he'll be on a little later to deal with cancer. And we have a few things to talk about. Well, one regionally and a couple locally. And we will start things off as we get into the headlines this morning. But let me just say this before we get into the headlines. I am going to find a way. I am going to find a way to sue Facebook. I'm telling you, I'm going to find a way. I will talk to Brian Big on this because I asked him last time with these platforms that operate without any sort of, I don't know, boy, exactly. You just have an algorithm running. And whatever the algorithm pick up, all of this. Yesterday we ran a feature that we film in Trinidad. That is our content, right? But because of the copyright issues with FIFA from the World Cup, because it had men playing football on our field, they take down the Facebook post. They flag it because they feel it's World Cup, because the algorithm pick it up as a World Cup, as football now. That is our content that we film in the National Stadium. And the reason why I'm going to find a way, I will find a way, I will have a conversation with Brian on this because Brian is a little bit about this, but we got to read up on this thing. When you build a following, because these platforms are a way of generating income these days, right? Although we don't generate from it, but nevertheless, right? When you build a following and you accumulate thousands of followers, that is your audience. Your audience goes to these platforms in order to view your content, right? And when you just operating because the algorithm pick up something and you taking down things that ought not to be taken down, or it flagged for the wrong reason or whatever nonsense it is, right? Because let me tell you something, I am not going to bow to this nonsense of using terms like unalive. Miss me with that nonsense. You understand what I'm telling you? And it actually have people who just, you understand? Anybody that using the term unalive, right, was probably hiding under the bed and in the closet when it was COVID. And they probably still wearing a mask. No, I'm telling you. Yesterday morning I go on long circle and all I see a woman with a mask on and a shield over her face. And I wondering, were we getting invaded? Is that aliens or some kind of thing on the planet or something so that I know about? And I want to know, what is real? And it still have people that mentally damaged from that. This is a serious thing, This is a serious thing, That it still have people walking around the place with a mask on, This is a serious thing. People feel it's kicks, and we passing them every day, I'm telling you, that is a mental issue, Huh? Oh, that is hide the face. Lord. But I'm just saying, so you have all this nonsense going on with using the term unalive because somehow or the other saying dead is a what? And people actually use this. He was unalived. What? Look now. All don't make me cuss on national TV this morning, boy, because I'm telling you. And then you have these platforms now, they're just flagging your stuff, pulling it down. Then when you appeal, at least YouTube you can appeal, right? Right. But Facebook a little different. Or we could appeal there too. Yeah, but I should not go through that drama. That is my content that I film with me in it. In my stadium. But because it have a football in it, all you flag it and pull it down. I think that is grounds for a lawsuit. Because you are interfering with my content and the flow of my business. are going to find a way, Mark. Mr. Zuckerberg. I'm telling you, I go find a way. All you have to do something. It gotta work. It can't work like that. I'm telling you, that madness. I just get upset when everything happens, because I know. You understand? The first YouTube page that they pulled down, I should have sued YouTube, You understand? Because I was right. And they censor me on my page during COVID, flagging me 3 times, talking about misinformation. But I end up to be right. And I lose over 22,000 subscribers. And I had to start back our next channel and rebuild it. I should have sued them. I don't even know if you could go back and get the content and prove that you was right and they didn't have no reason to. They see that the old drama. Anyway. Let me move on from that. It's Tuesday morning. So in the headlines this morning, following last week's triple murder and double homicides, the TTPS boasts of reducing murders. DCP Benjamin reports there were 7 fewer killings this year than last year, and also says officers continue to create history by slashing crime. Well, Benjamin, I don't know nothing about creating history, brother man. I really don't. I do not know anything about creating history, because the fact and the reality is this. The last 3 years under the PNM saw 577, 599, and 600, and I think it's 24. Some people have it at 40-something. I am going with 24 based on the stats that I am seeing, right, from a pretty credible site. I don't need to know social media numbers, right? So I am saying 624. So you had 577, third highest, 599, second highest, 624, the highest. And the fact and the reality is this. Anything you do is going to reduce it, and it is going to be lower than those high numbers. But to say that you are creating history is not just a bit of a reach, but is a damn, it's a real reach. Right? That's an extended reach to say that you are creating history. Because the fact and the reality is, if you have 50 murders less than 624, you're under 600. And then the lyrics could be, we brought it down to under 600. But 600 for Trinidad and Tobago was an extraordinarily high figure. So, okay. Not only did they bring it under 600, they brought it under 400. That's extremely good. However, in 2020, 2021, the murder rate was 300 and something. And that was under a state of emergency, if I'm not mistaken, during the COVID-19 period. Right? Now, I'm not saying that because of COVID it went on to 393 something. I'm just saying it was under the same circumstances of a state of emergency. So if we're looking at the police and crime based on operating under a state of emergency, I would use that as a comparison, or I would go back to, I think it was 2011 when they had the state of emergency. I would go back to 2011 to see where those statistics were, and it was 3 something that year too. So there is no history being created there, because your numbers are on par in comparison to other state of emergencies. And the difference is, which is not in, which would not be, I guess it kind of is, yeah, it's the same. It wouldn't be different. I thought back then it was for a specific period, and here but it's 2 different years and 2 different state of emergencies. But they ran for the same amount of time. Right? So you cannot say that the TTPS is creating history. There is no history being created here. Unless your numbers dive under 300 and it's 2 something for the year, then we could talk creating history, because 2-something will be an exceptional number at the end of 2026. But you're already past 200 and we're in middle of July. So we just over half of the year gone and we're already over 200. And I doubt you're going to keep it under 300 between now and the end of the year. If you do that, maybe at the end of the year I'll say, yeah, boy, you'll create history. Right? Because it was an exceptional year. But at this stage, come on, man, let's get serious. And I want to go further with this because Greenwich will be on tomorrow and I will revisit all of this. And statistics. 2 quakes shake TNT, roughly 1 hour apart. All right, no, Ole was right. I was wrong, they were right. Just another earthquake that I never felt. They asked me that when I come in yesterday morning. They said, hey, you feel an earthquake? I said, what earthquake? What you talking about? We all have a vibrator? No, let's chair in the back there or some kind of thing, sir. What is going on? Something moving in master control. And then during the show, they come out again, they say, you feel that one? I say, feel what? I telling you, I just sleep through those things. The ears? Well, I don't know, but I'm just saying, unless it's a real strong earthquake, where the whole place shaking, so I don't feel most earthquakes. People has asked me, hey, you feel that earthquake? I'd be like, what earthquake? I don't know, I just don't notice it. But I think it was 5, a 5.0 and a 5.1. I think it was somewhere around there, Yeah, 5.1. And the other one was what, boy? 5.2. The second one was 5.2. At 6:55 a.m. And the 5.1 was 5:45 a.m. I tell you, as I come in work yesterday morning, director say, you feel that earthquake? Poor fella. He sit down in master control, he plays shake, he get worried. You must be glad when I show up, Here comes my hero. Oh, gosh! You see Jim that time? All in the gym early, but I wish I could do that. The Law Association, LAT, they had something to say. You could imagine that? For months upon months upon months. LAT was silent on the John Bates issue. Up to now, they've said nothing about Al-Rawi and his hand in that and everything like that, right? They never said nothing about that, But on other issues, they could find a voice. So let's see what their voice says. Just for reading the headline's sake. LAT concerned about attacks against judges following Hadid ruling. So, the Law Association of Trinidad and Tobago has expressed concern over personal attacks against Court of Appeal judges following their ruling in the Hadid case. It says, while robust public debate of judicial decisions is legitimate in a democracy, criticism must remain respectful and not descend into unfounded allegations that impugn the integrity or independence of the judiciary. And I agree with that. I agree with that, full 100. This matter is, the matter with the Hadids, you can take down the Law Association because I really don't want to give them no, you understand? Because they just only speak conveniently. They speak conveniently. The only reason why I give this headline any ear is because I believe that, I believe in the rule of law, the natural course of justice. And, Brandbeck does always say it. Justice might take a while in Trinidad and Tobago, but it does work, right? The courts do work when it comes to administering justice, right? It may be delayed, but it does reach the station eventually, right? What we have to do to speed up the system itself and get rid of those delays, well, the Minister of Justice is working on that. He has implemented a few policies well that in time to come will speed up things. Nothing happens overnight. But yes, the Hadid matter is a very sensitive one. And there is a lot of conversation taking place around the place around the country. And some of the conversation had taken place, you really had a laugh, But it is a sensitive one. And I remember speaking to Attorney Kyle Taklal Singh when it was last week or week before on this matter, when the Court of Appeal decided to stay the decision and wait on the Privy Council to rule, right? Because the state has said, look, we want to take this to the Privy Council in an emergency hearing. And I said, okay, no problem. Let me see where this thing going. Because really and truly, everybody in kind of the dark. Right? There's bits and pieces of information, but nothing solid has been put out there. And I remember talking to Taklal Singh, and I wish I could have got him on this morning. I messaged him last night, because I wanted him to comment on the Jack Warner issue. Because it's very similar. But in the Jack Warner issue, it has been established by a court of law that his constitutional rights were taken away. And this falls squarely on the lap of the former Attorney General Faris Al-Rawi. So this is another faux pas. You understand? And still the Law Association says nothing about that. But here we are. But on the Hadid matter, he said, I remember him saying that, look, a lot of people have been talking about detaining, the Hadids being detained without charge. However, the law, and I want people to be clear on this, I want all to understand this. According to the law, under the SOE, everything that the government has done, well, not the government, but everything that the police have done and the Minister of Homeland Security with the PDOs, with the signing off on the PDO, right? And the detention and so on and so forth, is all within the perimeters of what the law allows. There is nothing here nothing operating outside the perimeters of the law. So what we need to, where the discussion should be, is if we need to restructure those laws. Right? It is not a matter of what do you call it? Victimization or anything towards that along those lines then. That they're doing something untoward is being done or anything like that. We could all sit down and have a discussion on whether it's right or it's wrong morally, but within the law, it is allowed. So therefore, if you're having a discussion, have a discussion on that. Do we need to adjust those laws? But this feeling or belief that something is happening outside the perimeters of the law to keep them detained is not fact. Right? It is allowed. Everything they're doing is within the perimeters of the law. And we will see where it goes. Right? And like I say, we could agree and we could disagree. And, I don't believe in holding people for no extended period without charge. But then again, it's a preventive detention order that could be issued under a state of emergency that allows for that to happen. Right? So, until those laws change, that's the, that's the playbook. Right? And well, yeah, it could be. Who knows? It could be. I mean, maybe this will spark the discussion or something there. It already sparked a discussion with the condition of the prisons, which we know was in a deplorable state. I have spoken to many people, including the Minister of Homeland Security, who has said that, look, the prisons, it's in a horrible state the state of the prisons is deplorable. And we need to, I mean, this administration said, through the Minister of Homeland Security, I believe it was, that they want to build a new state-of-the-art prison. And I think that a state-of-the-art prison or a new prison is needed. Because remember, they want to decommission the one on Frederick Street, right? Which I think they need to do, because that was built, I think, in the 1800s. It's like a dungeon. It is inhumane. It is not up to first world standard. And I think they need to decommission it. They could leave it there for tours and things like that. Whatever they decide to do, I don't know. But having a prison in the middle of Port-au-Prince is just, you understand? It's ridiculous. So I think they need to build a new prison, and it has to be it has to be a a maximum security prison with a minimum security, what do you call it, wing, or something to that effect. Because you can't keep putting purse snatchers with hardened criminals. We have to separate all of those things. And then you have rehabilitation programs and so on and so forth that need to be improved and implemented, and things like that need to kick in so that people could be rehabilitated while they're doing the time, and they could come out and, you know what I mean, and they could get in where they fit in and start making an honest day's pay. Change your life, turn it around, you know what I mean? That is nothing that has not been done before. It's been done many times before all over the world, you know what I mean? It's the way that we approach it, you know? But anyhow, that's a story for another day. Where we at? Oh, 6:23. All right. Should I do one more? Nah, we'll move on. Oh, wait, hold on. The NPOPs, probably NPOPs. Remember 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, I told you all that the people that working in the NPOPs program are not being paid on time. Right? And at the time I said the corporation, it's not the corporation, it's Kent House is responsible for those payments from what I understand. And one of the employees, or I think it's one person, I don't know if it have more in the article, I only got to, no, it's one person, all right? One of the employees, workers of the National Program for the Upkeep of Public Spaces are demanding their pay after working for several fortnights without compensation. Remember I told you all that the people going out and they're doing the work and they're not being paid? With a set of political games that being played? Remember I said that? That it have paperwork on people's desk, just a sign off on to pay the people, and they just have the paperwork piling up right there. Remember I said that? And I'm saying to Khadija Amin, I don't know if you're still in Japan, because she went up there on an invite from the Japanese authorities, right? So she went on an invite and thing, as usually do. I don't know if you're back from Japan yet. But when the media contacted you, right? In a WhatsApp response to the media yesterday, and I don't trust Guardian Media really and truly, and I'll tell you why I don't trust Guardian Media. I'm very careful while reading from them. The other day they print an article about a secret data center being built, only for it to be exposed that they used pictures of a building from 2 years ago, from the E-Tech Park, and they use it in the article to sell some narrative that it had a secret data center being built. Anyway, coming back to this. So in a WhatsApp response, Minister of Rural Development and Local Government, Khadija Amin, said the issue stemmed from an administrative error but did not specify. That is not good enough. You have people working in the program. This is ordinary people, working class people. They need the money. And you have people playing games. The money is there to pay, you know. But you have people playing games in certain offices, from what I understand, the information that I have. It have people playing games in certain places, and they're trying to make you and the program look bad, and the people ain't getting paid. And when the media ask you, you're just talking about an administrative error and you leave it at that. You have to give more information on that, because the same workers are the ones that are looking for information. The people going for the pay, they don't know why they can't get paid. It's either, I'm sorry to say it, but you have to get on like a gunta sometimes, you know. I said it before and I said it again, Khadija. You have to get on like a gunta. We went to St. George's College. I'm telling you, sometimes you just have to shake up the place. You have to find out or create a parallel system to operate. You understand? Because at this point, I'm also saying to the Prime Minister, I think you need to step in. Right? Because it is weeks now that I am hearing about this. And while I am glad that there is a program that has been restructured and is being managed to the point where you have a specific amount of workers across 14 municipal corporations, and you have an improved, more sustainable salary, where it moved from $79 to $209 a day. That's all well and good, and that's great. But if the people ain't getting their money on time, it looking bad. You understand what I'm saying? So raising their salary and saying, look, we're paying $200, it doesn't make a difference if they're not getting any money. And I'm telling all the information that I have. I work with X every day, you know. You understand what I'm saying? And he's eating spot on, right? And I'm saying, to come out and say that, look, is a administrative, it cannot be an administrative, it can't be an administrative error for 4 fortnights now. Because some people, from what I understand, some people don't get paid for 4 fortnights. That is madness. Head had to roll. There is nothing worse. Because let me tell you something, all you sit down in Parliament day, if all your salary are day late, or a week late, or a month late, somebody got to pay for that, you know. Head go roll. So the same way that these people being owed their money, somebody head had to roll. I'm serious. Like grassroots people that coming out and doing our work every day, and they're probably borrowing money to reach the work too. And you can't have the people in limbo like that. The worst thing you could do is have your workers in limbo for the salary, especially grassroots people. I could write a book on that. Because my father had a business, and it's grassroots people we used to hire. You understand? And we should try to give them as much information as possible, because you can't have people in the worst thing. The next worst thing is when you're saying next week. And your bills piling up. So either shake the place or something had to happen. Anyway. As a man, I just get passionate with them things, you know. I just get passionate with them things. It's embedded in me now. I come from, you know what I mean? I know how it has been. I know how it has been. And I know she putting in place, you know. And I know where the game's coming from too. Anyway, I'm going to leave that alone. That's for the minister to deal with. Right. Elders. So I want to remind you that this vacation, Elders classes, they're offering 3 exciting opportunities for growth and success. They have the 3-week AI course that you could check out. Make sure and find out all the information on that. They also have a 6-week program for Forms 3, 4, and 5. And that is the CSEC vacation classes. All right, so you could make sure and inquire about that as well if your children are in Form 3, 4, or 5. Remember, it is a 6-week program. And then they have the 7-week conversational Spanish course. Learning another language is always good. And you can give elders a call on 6278632 or 7155480 and get registered today. We take a break. When we come back, we'll look at that situation in Guyana. Because I'm watching that situation and everything that's unfolded there, and it reminds me of something that happened in Trinidad and Tobago. We'll be back.
At Adams Optical, we care for your vision with everything from stylish frames, contact lenses, and sunglasses, starting at just $595, to advanced eye care services. We also diagnose and manage conditions like glaucoma and cataracts with our in-house ophthalmologist. Additional services include OCT, VFT, and cataract surgeries. Visit us at San Fernando, Chaguanas, or Rio Claro.
Are love problems, marriage issues, financial struggles, or business setbacks affecting your life? Pandit Tiwari is a trusted spiritual specialist helping people finding guidance, solutions, and peace. Whether you are facing relationship problems, family disputes, marriage difficulties, financial obstacles, or business challenges, Pandit Tiwari provides personalized spiritual assistance to help you move forward with confidence. Don't let problems control your future. Your solution could be just one call away. Call Pandit Tiwari today. Pandit Tiwari, your path to happiness, success, and peace.
Welcome to Car City Trading, your #1 supply of brand new Korean auto parts. Come on down to lot number 78, Bamboo Settlement number 2, Valsane, between the hours of 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Monday to Friday and 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday to get your Hyundai and Kia vehicular needs. Car City Trading has everything your vehicle needs, from a brand new head and blocks to engine parts, transmissions, suspension parts, body parts, electrical parts, braking system, AC system, even the smallest sensor, and much more. WhatsApp us today at 704-2246 or call us at 645-2603 and let us be your car parts solution. Be sure to find us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and look out for our monthly deals and promotions. Car City Trading, quality products at unbeatable prices.
Big sale event at Salinas and Sebastian's. Graduation, prom, weddings, Father's Day, or just stepping into your next big moment. We've got you covered because Salinas and Sebastian's, it's more than a suit. It's the perfect fit when it matters most. From the boardroom to date night, look sharp, feel confident, and show up ready. And because value matters, now is the time to dress best for less. Enjoy 25 to 35% off special suits and create a look that's uniquely yours. Complete the look. 35% off dress shirts. Up to 50% off selected dress shoes with any formal purchase. Sneakers, buy one, get one free, or buy one and get one half price. Ladies, 25% off selected dress shoes for your special moments. Dress for the moments that matters most. Salinas and Sebastian's, located at Gulf City Mall, upper level. WhatsApp 715-9533.
Cars, sports, careers, food. We men always talk about these things, but not about our health. Did you know that testosterone is responsible for muscle mass, strength, deep voice, healthy hair growth, and the sex drive? With low testosterone, we may not achieve our potential. The good news is that Jameson Power for Men is an excellent testosterone support. Take Jameson Power for Men and perform to your max. Jameson, here for your health.
Every day at the castle, long before we open our doors, our work begins. Our famous seasonings are mixed in advance. We select our fresh chicken parts and prep our delicious sides. Then we fire up the fryers and rotisserie oven. Everything is made with tasty local herbs, spices, and the same long-loved recipe since 1968. So, when you come in, remember that we uphold our culture and our taste just for you. We are your Royal Castle.
Air conditioning problems? Then look no further. A&K Air Conditioning Supplies offers you an easy solution for all your automotive, commercial, and domestic air conditioning needs. With 2 convenient locations to serve you, A&K Air Conditioning Supplies offers you an extensive range of parts and services, including pressure test kits, refrigerator parts, front and rear evaporators for maxi taxis. They also cater for both foreign and local automobile models like Kia, Hyundai, Honda, Nissan, and more. So pay them a visit today at either of their 2 locations. Number 36 Alfonso Street, Sangre Grande. Phone 784-2707 or 386-5700. And number 133 Corner Roland Street and Bonaventure Main Road, Gasparillo. Phone 312-2245 or 782-9720.
Eden Heights Clinic is one of the most advanced state-of-the-art alternative clinics in the Caribbean. They offer a dynamic combination of life-changing treatments, including prolozone therapy, live blood analysis, halotherapy, limb backing, nutritional programs, colon hydrotherapy, weight loss programs, oxygen baths, and more. Their professional doctors, Drs. Carlos Navarro, Bronwyn Navarro, and Brian Thompson provide consultation services in areas of diabetes detox programs, arthritis, sports injuries, heart disease, high blood pressure, persons suffering with knee, shoulder, and back pain. At Eden Heights Clinic, they understand that your health is your wealth. Get in touch with them to determine which service is the right choice for you. Visit them at any one of their 3 locations at 13 Montague Avenue, Twin City, at 41 Ramsaran Street, Shoguanas, or give them a call at 640-8985 or 613-7571, or send them a WhatsApp to 493-9196. Eden Heights Clinic is your right choice.
Astrologer Mohit Ji is known for providing insightful astrology guidance for complex life situations, dealing with love confusion, delayed marriage, partner distancing, or serious relationship breakdowns. His approach focuses on understanding the root cause and guiding you toward the right path. If financial instability or business setbacks are affecting you, his spiritual remedies may support positive change. With psychic reading, horoscope analysis, and palm insights, he offers practical clarity. His services also include protection from negative energies and removal of bad luck. Call at +1 868 334 2796.
All right, people, so we're back on Breaking Dawn. We are 21 minutes away from the hour of 7 o'clock. This situation in Guyana with is it the MV Barima? Where, lives have been, up to this morning, there has been a lot of loss of life. A lot of people have not been recovered yet. The boat capsized and, it's just a horrible situation, okay? As a matter of fact, let me take it to the reports on the issue, and then we will hear from at least 3 of the survivors, and then we'll hear from a government minister in Guyana who is claiming that the boat was not overloaded. But footage of the boat heading out to sea kind of says otherwise, But nevertheless, take me to the news reports, Guyana 1 and 2.
Passenger vessel MV Barima capsized off the coast of Guyana over the weekend. In a recent update via social media, the country's Ministry of Public Works indicated that search and rescue operations began at first light on Monday, with the Maritime Rescue Coordination Center deploying 13 assets. The ministry noted that the identification process is ongoing. The social media post noted that the government remains fully committed to the operation and continues to deploy all available resources to locate and account for every person who was on board the MV Barima at the time of the tragic incident. Several questions have been raised regarding the seaworthiness of the 80-year-old vessel. An exact number of people who were on board remains uncertain. Trinidad and Tobago has lent assistance by deploying Coast Guard and a surveillance aircraft to the efforts as searches expand beyond the wreck site.
Guyana's President Dr. Irfan Ali has promised a full and independent investigation into the MV Barima disaster, while stressing that the immediate focus remains on saving lives, supporting survivors, and assisting grieving families. The passenger vessel issued a distress call late Saturday while en route to Port Kaituma. The government of Guyana confirmed on Monday that the death toll had risen to 10. In an update on Monday afternoon, President Ali described the tragedy as one of the most painful moments in the country's history and praised the extensive rescue effort involving emergency responders, volunteers, and community members.
Our priority remains to protect every life that still can be saved, to support those who have endured unimaginable trauma and loss, to comfort grieving families, and to account for every person who remains unaccounted for. Every minute matters. Every life matters. and every possible resource is being mobilized in pursuit of this mission.
Also pledged transparency and accountability once rescue and recovery operations are completed.
I also assure the nation that there will be a full, thorough, and independent investigation into this tragedy. The families affected, and indeed the people of Guyana, deserve answers. They deserve to know precisely what transpired and whether any failures contributed to this heartbreaking event. We'll pursue the truth with transparency, impartiality, and accountability.
The government of Guyana has reported that around 1:30 p.m. on Monday, aggressive and coordinated actions by various stakeholders led to the positive identification of the location of the MV Barima.
Just an update on the search and rescue. Presently, we found a baby girl there.
All right. Okay, no problem. You have the survivors? Let me get the survivors. There was some of the survivors spoke to members of media. Those reports, of course, were courtesy TTT. There is one woman that lost 7 children. 7 children. 7 children. Take me to the survivors now. Yeah.
Wayne.
Kids.
And Mr. Kids, can you tell me what happened while you were on the boat?
When all we were sleeping, all of here, this boat just can't pass, and me and if you can box the next one and leave over on. Everybody get things like that.
Were you the only person traveling by yourself, or did you have family on the boat?
Yeah, me and my girl and my daughter and all two of them gone stronger.
They drowned?
Yeah, they happened.
They didn't find them as yet?
No.
Okay. And how old are you, sir?
It's 18.
18 years old?
Yeah.
And where are you from? Where do you live?
It's from Port Kaituma.
Port Kaituma.
I already was going to leave, you know.
And what injuries would you have received? I see you have your hands tied up.
Yeah, hands slip out on the boat.
Any additional injuries?
And I get some pain in my neck and all around the skin.
And how long?
Swimming in the ocean.
And how long would you have averaged that you were in the water for before being rescued?
10 o'clock from 10 to 10 to 4.
I'll be there since 9 o'clock, 9:30 time, till 7 o'clock next month in the sea. Yeah.
Then the boat start to come out and look plenty boat. And eventually one come straight to us and collect us. Yeah.
They pray whole night up pray.
Whole night. Don't stop praying.
Somebody come rescue me.
Scream for help, make you hose so.
Someone down being hollering make me attack like that.
I would do whistle.
Some would have died. Even though I collapse already. You can't put the time in the water. You told me I collapse already.
Good morning, Miss Elena Munsami. Can you tell me what occurred, what you understand? I understand you're a survivor, so can you just give me your account of what happened?
Yeah. This thing happened within a second. This boat met a wave come and like this boat met the one jump and right away they saw the water rushing. And the boat were well packed at the back with box. So I had a two-year baby with 6 other kids. And the box cover we down because this boat is no time this boat taking with water and this box cover we down. I tried to grab my baby but the box hanging out my hand. All I have to do is fight for my life. I always tell them, I couldn't see them all and don't come down. I'm trying to talk and talk like make way for them. I really make it out. Really, and then I see a spray bags. And I see another lady fighting. So I guess she come hold on here. And that was it. 7 of them are last. 5 girls and 2 boys.
That woman lose 7 children, 5 girls and 2 boys, including a baby. Up to yesterday morning, the clip that I wanted to run there, the update. Yeah, you have it there? Right, I think they found the baby. Run the clip.
Just an update on the search and rescue. Presently, we found a baby girl dead. We found her about 20 miles from where the vessel went down, the MV Barima. Mixed race, average between 2 years to 3 years, and also a pregnant woman. The bodies, we just handed over the bodies to the Coast Guard at the Pomeroon River mouth, and they will be carrying the bodies to charity, so the families can go to charity to identify the bodies. And also other boats found 6 more bodies, so a total of 8 bodies will be heading to charity for this morning, a total of 8 bodies. Thank you. And the search and rescue, we will continue for the remainder of the day and if possible tomorrow. Just an update on the search.
Right. Now, those are 8 bodies up to, at the time of that video that would be headed to Charity Hospital. Charity is the name of the hospital in Guyana. And of course, it is not without the rights and wrongs and everybody trying to cover their trail and people trying to get the information out there. A lot of people felt that the boat was overloaded. And that would have caused the boat to capsize and this disaster to happen. But a Guyanese government minister sought to dispel those thoughts or that, those opinions or whatever the case might be coming out from people that saw the boat leaving the dock. All right, no problem. That's what, with the minister? Yeah. All right. Okay, a lot of people felt that the boat may have been overloaded. And by looking at it, Director, you have the boat footage too? Okay, they're sorting out that. Right, but a lot of people thought so, but he came out and he said that the boat was not overloaded. And he said I think the boat is licensed to carry 284 tons of goods. And he said it was like 260 something tons was on board, which was below the amount that it's licensed for. And then he said there was only 116 passengers on board, but the boat is licensed to carry 352. No, I don't know what 352 people on that boat. I tell no, I do boat ride and take a heady. I don't know with 300 and something people on that boat. I think it's 300 and something people, he said. As soon as they have the clip ready, we'll run it so that I want to get that information, and then I will show the boat going out to sea that they say could hold 300 and something people and wasn't overloaded, right? But people are questioning this, and you're seeing I've been following it, and you're seeing all kind of different information coming out every so often. There's a different number. So he say 160, next thing they say somebody says something else. It was actually X amount of people. And then I think the captain of the boat was taken into custody. He tested positive for use of narcotics. I think he was smoking a ganja or something so while going across on the boat. This is a tragedy. That woman had lost them 7 children, boy. You have it there? Run the government minister there. Yeah.
Was not overloaded by passengers or by cargo. There was no engine problem or any mechanical problem. Even the survivors who made videos from the hospital, they're telling you what happened. And it had nothing to do with overload and boat taking in water. It had to do with the tide. Please be advised that the MV Berrima is licensed to carry 284 tons of cargo. The cargo manifest shows that we had 268 tons, way below the cargo load. Secondly, the MV Berrima is licensed to carry 397 passengers, and we only had 116 passengers on board. The misinformation of overloading as the cause of this incident must be dealt with for what it is. Misinformation and something to create panic and public mischief, and we debunk that in the very strongest terms.
Right? Now, they're saying it's a high tide or something, some high tide, It's some tide issue they're saying cause the boat to capsize. Well, if that is the case, then that boat should not be in the water in the first place. So, one way or the other, your goose supposed to be cooked. But whoever is responsible for having that boat operated, look the boat there. That looking like a, you know what that remind me of? You know what that look like, fellas? You know them fellas who just drop the suspension low on the road? And driving low to the, on the road? And they're only driving left to right because they want to avoid every little bump in the road? That's how that looking. They said, he said, it's 300 and something people he said was license all. Somebody had an answer for that, you know, brother man. I cannot see. And let me tell you something, Guyana is the fastest growing economy in this hemisphere. You have an 80-year-old boat like that. You have money now. You understand what I'm saying? That boat ought not to be operational. Now, I saw another video with the condition of the boat, what they're alleging. Somebody put out a video of the boat's condition as of about a month ago. And I didn't want to show that because I cannot verify 100% if that is the actual boat. You know, people will put out all sorts of things and make all kind of claims because of the disaster that has taken place now. And I'm saying, I didn't want to pull that footage, but if that footage that I saw was the condition of that boat on a previous journey about a month ago, that boat should have never been in operation. I'm telling you, should have never been in operation. So, you know, President Ali and they listen, like I say, well, it's the fastest growing economy in the world, but at least in this hemisphere at least, but I think in the world, it's the fastest growing economy. Is it in this hemisphere, the Western hemisphere? Listen, get rid of that boat and look at that, get rid of that boat long time and bring in a new boat. That boat should not be operating. It ought not to be. And you see, unfortunately, we just wait on things, on the worst to happen before we realize, well, look, you know, because everybody has taken a chance, you know. Until taking a chance costs you a life, you know. But before I go to the break, and we'll come back in the second hour, we'll take some calls. You know, we could spare a thought and a prayer, of course, for the mother whose 7 children, including an infant, are believed to have perished in Guyana's MV Berrima disaster. And there was a man whose wife, daughter, and 4 grandchildren are presumed drowned. All right, as well. Also, there was a mother who lost grip of her 2 children and saw them slip into the raging waters near, I think it was Pomeroon River, as the vessel tilted and sank. Now, indeed, several people are still unaccounted for in the maritime tragedy, and the authorities are aggressively carrying out rescue and recovery activities. Now, I just want to compare this response, right, of the Guyanese authorities to this disaster with the then Trinidad and Tobago government reaction on February 2022 with the deaths of 4 divers in the Paria incident. Are comparing the response, and I want all to note that in the Guyana incident, right, it is labeled as an urgent mass casualty search and rescue. It involves the Coast Guard and other state agencies and fishermen, right? So they activated all of these resources. Trinidad and Tobago is also sending support to assist in the search, right? But outside of that, the families have been directly engaged by government officials. They have been invited to identify the bodies of those that have been recovered. And they have been offered counseling and other types of support as well. President Irfan Ali and Vice President Jagdeo termed the incident a national tragedy, and they promise accountability and transparency, as you heard in one of the news reports. Now, they are providing regular updates. International support was quickly accessed, and the French, I think it is, sent 12 specialist divers. The French. They sent 12 specialist divers, 2 medics, and a mechanic, right? And, the operational efficiency is second to none. Criminal investigations are already underway, and state regulators are also conducting inquiries. Now, the ferry's management has been suspended immediately. Just suppose that to Trinidad and Tobago, right? February 2022, 4 divers ended up in our pipeline, right? And immediately the authorities at the time, they determined in the snap of a finger that there was low probability of rescuing the divers. Right? They showed no urgency in one of the country's worst industrial accidents. Other divers offered to assist. Cameras and I think crawlers were introduced. But it stopped them from trying to rescue, from making an attempt to rescue. Right? The Coast Guard officials asked for more information before attempting to save the divers' lives. They needed more information. Right? The family members were kept under a bus shed and told that the men were presumed dead. Almost immediately, So while Guyana's communications are empathetic and people-centered, Trinidad used sterile talking heads to give sparse details. A commission of inquiry called for criminal prosecutions with charges including corporate manslaughter. That never took place. Health and safety cases are still in a preliminary state at the courts. Still, up to today. We're in 2026. There is no word on whether the 52 recommendations were implemented. Right? Because there were 52 recommendations coming out, I think, from that commission of inquiry. No word as if it's been implemented. Some Paria big boys, well, they got renewed job contracts. And I think some were allowed to stay on the job too while this whole thing was taking place, right? The board of the directors stayed in place. The commission of inquiry cost at least 15 million, and the families of the divers never get anything. Right? No, just think about this for a second. No, I think this Prime Minister, I think she made a payout. But at the time, I remember the former Prime Minister, Keith Rowley, he met with the family 2 years later, for just talk. They never give them anything, they never sort of, just old talk. Right? So, where you have an immediate response here and a rescue effort, right, to preserve life. I mean, I look at this incident and I just thought back to this situation at Paria with the divers, because we must never forget that, Because the authorities at the time were grossly negligent. Grossly negligent. And the only people that got paid is, you know who? The lawyers. You understand? That's the only people benefiting this. And up to now, no action has been taken. No action against people who were holding high positions at the time that this incident happened and chose to do nothing. You hear what the two fellas say? The two boys that they talked to, the young men, they said they were in the water from 9 p.m. to 7:30 a.m. Yeah, I tell you, waiting for a boat to come to save them. These two guys here. You know it is to be in our water from 9 to 7:30? The lady that loses 7 children, she finds something to hold on to. You understand? Imagine you out there in the dark at night and holding on so, praying for somebody to rescue you, and you have 7 children to come for, and none of them in with you. The next fellow with the hand in the sling, well, they can't find the father, the family, that kind of thing, right? But just imagine that you are out, they were out there. I respect the ocean, brother, man. You see the sea? I respect it. Enough respect to that. You see that body of water? You understand? Scientists will tell you that we have only explored a small percentage of the ocean. We don't even know what our ocean have. Really and truly, it's only like 3 or 5% of the ocean we have explored. And we're in 2026. So there is no telling what is in that ocean and what happens, where your body goes, how you're lost, wherever. I could never think of drowning in a body of water like that, never to be found. You understand what I'm telling you? But just imagine you out there in the dead of night, pitch black. Pitch black. You can't see nothing. You're holding on to wherever you have to hold on to. You don't know where your children are, including a baby. And you're just praying for somebody to come and save you. That is out in the middle of the ocean in the dead of night. Imagine you're in a diver, there's a diver, and you're caught in a pipe below the ocean. And you're knocking on that pipe or wherever your training tell you, and nobody can come to save you. That's a hell of a thought, eh? We take a break. Let me come back, we open the phone lines.
William Monroe's birthday celebration presents a church fundraiser talent show The Talent Within. Join us on Saturday the 29th of August at 6:30 p.m. at the San Juan Revival Ministries. Do you have a talent waiting to be discovered? Then this is your time to shine. Amazing cash prizes. First place, 5,000. Second place, 3,000. Third place, 2,000. Fourth place, 1,500. And fifth place, $1,000. There also be lots of exciting door prizes to be won. Tickets are only $100. Featuring special guest performances by Blessed Messenger and Minister Sean Daniel. Don't miss this spectacular evening of talent, entertainment, and fellowship. For more information, call 490-6760 or 332-6880. The Talent Within, where gifts are revealed and stars are born.
Welcome to Sembrano's Learning Academy. We are more than just a preschool. We are a family-oriented early childhood center where children are loved, nurtured, and inspired to grow. We'd like to think of ourselves as a safe space. From the moment a family joins our community, our hope is that they feel welcomed, safe, secured, and truly at home. By cultivating positive partnership, education becomes a journey best traveled together. We understand that every child is unique with their own strengths, interests, personality, and learning styles. That is why we believe every child has potential, and our role is to nurture their curiosity, confidence, independence, and love of learning so that they can thrive both in school and life. Using meaningful experiences, hands-on explorations, and proven educational practices, we create and develop a genuine love for learning. Our goal is to help children become confident, capable, independent learners who are prepared for an ever-changing world. We focus on developing the whole child by supporting not only academic growth, but also social-emotional development, problem-solving skills, resilience, and character. Most importantly, we believe that when children feel valued, connected, and understood, they thrive. Enrollment is ongoing at this time. You can contact us at 689-1345. We invite you to experience the warm partnership and sense of belonging at Sembrano's Learning Academy.
Astrologer Mohit Ji is known for providing insightful astrology guidance for complex life situations, dealing with love confusion, delayed marriage, partner distancing, or serious relationship breakdowns. His approach focuses on understanding the root cause and guiding you toward the right path. If financial instability or business setbacks are affecting you, his spiritual remedies may support positive change. With psychic reading, horoscope analysis, and palm insights, he offers practical clarity. His services also include protection from negative energies and removal of bad luck. Call at +1 868 334 2796.
Welcome to Caribbean Tourist Villa, your home away from home in the heart of Port of Spain. With over 25 years of trusted hospitality, Caribbean Tourist Villa has been a reliable choice for both business professionals and vacationers. Our guest rooms are thoughtfully equipped with all the essentials for a relaxing and productive stay, and our tranquil pool area is perfect for relaxation after a busy day. We've created the ideal space for you to relax, recharge, and enjoy. Give us a call to book your stay today.
If you want to be a better chef at home or advance your professional career, Chef Shiraz Culinary Academy is the best place to be. Some of the courses that we offer here at the Academy: Creative National Cuisine 1 and 2, Baking and Pastry 1 and 2, Kids Summer Cooking Classes, one-day classes at the workshop. We have Asian cooking classes and certificate in culinary arts, food lovers and professionals.
Start your culinary journey today with us at the Chef Shiraz Culinary Academy.
At Adams Optical, we care for your vision with everything from stylish frames, contact lenses, and sunglasses, starting at just $595 to advanced eye care services. We also diagnose and manage conditions like glaucoma and cataracts with our in-house ophthalmologist. Additional services include OCT, VFT, and cataract surgeries. Visit us at San Fernando, Chaguanas, or Rio Claro.
Concerned about the safety and security of your property? Then look no further. At Electromatic Gate Systems, they specialize in fabrication of gates, fencing, and much more. They also provide remote control access for sliding and swing gates and garage doors for residential, commercial, and industrial use. Have a design in mind? They can fabricate and motorize it into reality. Why choose them? They supply Italian-made motors backed by 10 years warranty, and you can ask about their lifetime warranty packages. Electromatic Gate Systems remains the sole authorized distributor for ProfoundNet throughout the Caribbean. Don't compromise your security. Contact them today at 333-GATE. That is 333-4283. Find them on Google, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, or visit their website at www.electromaticgates.com. Their team is standing by to assist.
Master Ganesh Bhargav offers powerful guidance for all kinds of life problems, doubts, confusion, protection needs, and clarity. His astrology practice comes from a powerful ancestral tribal lineage with over 500 years of astrological and spiritual practice. Bhargavji does not dominate or pressure clients. Instead, he focuses on fixing problems with care and balance. His reunion love spells and death reversal spells are designed to restore harmony and provide lifetime protection. This is not individual effort alone, but collective spiritual power working for you. Many clients notice strong positive changes within a few sessions. Call +1 868 347 2350.
All right, people, we are back on Breaking Dawn. I want to open the phone line, take some calls. But I want to, just before I open the phone line, take the calls, we have coming up on 15 minutes past the hour, 7 o'clock. The minister there, the government minister out of Guyana, who is trying to dispel the rumors that the boat was overloaded, he said that that boat is licensed to carry 284 tons of cargo. Chris, just play that back for me. Let me hear that one more time. The government minister. Yeah, run the government minister for me. I just want to make sure I didn't hear wrong.
Overloaded by passengers or by cargo. There was no engine problem or any mechanical problem. Even the survivors who made videos from the hospital, they're telling you what happened. And it had nothing to do with overload and boat taken in water. It had to do with the tide. Please be advised that the MV Barima is licensed to carry 284 tons of cargo. The cargo manifest shows that we had 268 tons, way below the cargo load. Secondly, the MV Barima is licensed to carry 397 passengers, and we only had 116 passengers on board. The misinformation of overloading as the cause of this incident.
Good. He said, just before I take the calls, he is saying that that boat, pull up the boat for me. He is saying that boat is licensed to carry 284 tons of cargo and 397 passengers. That is the same boat? Or that is not the boat? Where is the boat? Where is the boat? I wonder if that is the boat now. Where are the other reports for the boat? Pull up the TTT report. I just want to make sure that that this is, because this could be, this. I don't want to believe that is the boat. Pull up, yeah, one of these reports have a picture of the boat. Or could you search for the MV Barima for me and see if you get a photo or something? Right. But these are the pictures that is the video and thing that's, he's saying that that boat, people, let me tell you something. We just do some simple research here. A standard passenger car, right? a standard passenger car. That is the boat, the MV Barima. That is where it mark on the front there. I want to make sure we ain't showing the wrong boat, you know, man. That's from the TTT report? But okay, that had to be the boat. Right? He is saying that that boat there is licensed to carry 284 tons of cargo. A standard passenger car weighs about 1.5 to 2.5 tons. To reach a total weight of 284 tons, you would need roughly 115 to 190 cars. Which part of 115 to 190 cars fitted on that vessel? Would the vessel going like 25 feet down under the water in an iceberg? When the majority of the boat is below the water? A compact car is 1.5 tons. It would take 189 of those cars to make up 284 tons. Electric cars and SUVs, 2.2 tons. It would take 129 of those vehicles to make up 284 tons. A pickup truck is about 2.5 tons. It would take 113 of those pickup trucks to make 284 tons. I say, no, maybe it's not cars. Maybe it could be goods, right? So, it would take 284,000 bags. I want to let you hear me good, you know. 284,000 bags of 2-pound flour to weigh 284 tons. And they're saying that boat license to carry that kind of cargo? I must be going mad. Well, Seth is saying it could probably carry that cargo, but not with 300, with that amount of people. Well, it could, all right. Well, Seth, boy, it could probably carry, okay, maybe it could carry the cargo minus the people, but the cargo plus the people. But he is saying that 268 tons of cargo on board and 116 people. Right, but in the update, when they checked the information, they said that it was 179 people. I think the latest report said, he's saying 116, another report saying 179. Right. Correct. So that would increase the, but still, well, true, you know, if you have X amount of people inclusive of 268 tons, and you have those rest of people that could carry a past 284, it would be overloaded. Morning. Just out, my dear. Fellas.
How many times?
Just sound. Right, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Has that boat made the trip with that amount of people on it? And you're talking about a TTT report. That don't have to be right, you know. TTT or whoever else, it don't have to be right, you know. They could just put a picture with anything and tell you this is it, you know? Because I'm watching this boat here.
No, it mark it on the front of the boat, Barima.
Well, maybe they have to.
No, it's not two. I don't think they'll get the wrong boat. Nah. Because I trying to figure out how this holding all that cargo.
Well, I don't. Well, that's what I'm trying to do as well. And I want to know if the rum over in Guyana better than the rum here, because that man can't be talking without drinking. He's not making sense. He's a minister.
No, yeah,
anyway,
but
listen, I wanted to say something else. We're talking about the people in the pipeline. What about Christopher Phillip? It must be 10 years now.
Died on the front lawn of the Port of Spain General Hospital.
Yes, and up to now we don't know what really happened.
We never get a report on that.
Discharged himself, and whatnot and whatnot. And what happened to that petition? I left my house and went and signed with you and Philip Alexander. What's going on with that? I don't know what's going on with that, with the Andrea Barrett business.
Yeah, I'd ask Philip
I
about
would like
that.
to know what happened with that, because look how long now I signed that, and that's still in somewhere where I don't even know where it is right now. I remember only walking with it, going into Parliament, and they say passing it back or something.
Yeah, passing it back, you had to drop it off by the AG office, and that's where we dropped it. I will ask Philip to ask John Jeremy what's going on with it, that is all.
Yeah, but condolences to these people, with all these people on this boat. And I would like to know who was there when the boat was leaving to stop the boat. So a boat could just come and fill up and go and nobody checking the boat. You know, they should have people checking these things.
All right.
Not after something like this happened, but somebody should check it. Okay, goodbye.
All right, cool. Yeah, no, listen, let me tell you something. It's either it could carry 397 passengers or 284 tons of cargo. Morning.
Hello. Yes, Stefan, morning.
Yeah.
There's a lot of lessons to learn from this boat incident. First thing, that boat could never hold that amount of cargo. Looking at it alone, look at the water when it can't hold. See, look at the design of the boat when it can't. Secondly, the minister's given wrong information. Right? And then now, there's a lesson to learn. You see, like how that lady holding onto she life in her water and just don't know where she turns his arm.
Yeah.
That is the same way, and these fellas was in the pipeline, and the survivor of the pipeline, Christopher Bojam, come out and was willing to go back into the pipeline to save the partners.
Yeah.
A man come out of distress and was willing to go back in.
Exactly. A man came out of the pipe and tell you, hey, them fellas are alive, they don't there. And all they still refuse to do anything.
And he now come out and facing the danger of them fellas facing down and willing to go back in.
Yeah.
So you can imagine them fellas was under there.
Yeah. That make it even worse. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for reminding me of that. As we make the comparison, we have to remember that too. That a man came out of the pipeline and gave them proof of life. And they still never launched a response. No rescue. Just leave the men down there to dead. You take that and you compare it to the rescue effort for this. Morning.
Good morning. Stefan, what happened to that boat there, right?
Yeah.
What were them board and them is what were the water line is? Son, that boat was totally overloaded. And there's a particular guy that I just follow on YouTube from Guyana who always doing that sort of videos and things, and he showed this boat, and there's a boat always parked like sardine in tin. Son, I don't know where the minister get information from, but the information wrong. That boat did overload. Son, condolences to the family. I hope they find whoever they can find, and also there's a boat from Trinidad. And if you're aware of that one, there's also a boat from Trinidad, from Chaguaramas, missing right now. A far catch on board that boat out somewhere outside Suriname right now. Multiple boats, vessels, all kind of thing, looking for them, and they didn't find them as yet. I don't know if you're aware of that one, Stefan. There's a boat from out in Chaguaramas.
The boat coming out of Chaguaramas?
Yeah, the boat is a locally owned Trinidad vessel.
Yeah, it didn't sink somewhere down there?
Tuna. No, the boat didn't sink. A far catch on the boat, and since that, everybody looking for the boat and they can't find the boat as yet.
No, but I know about that one. I know you know about that one.
Yeah, right? So condolences to the family, and I just hope that they find these Trinidadian crew members.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, Stefan, thank you.
Cool, man. No sin. Hello, good morning. Morning. Hello.
Yes, very good morning to you, sir.
Yeah, morning, man. Go ahead.
So it's a sad incident, and according to some of the callers, lessons should be learned. New protocols should be put in place, just like a truck with the MGW, maximum gross weight, and the tear. A boat is similar. You cannot overload cargo, you cannot overload, just like any other airlines or any vessel. there must be strict regulations.
Of course.
Again, I mean, my heartfelt condolences goes to the families and who lost their lives and whatnot. It's a sad thing. It's not a nice thing. But incidents like this have been happening all over the world, especially in Indonesia, where a lot of times ferry capsized.
Yeah.
But ferry a lot of times capsized in gale force winds and whatnot. However, you show a picture. I don't mean to sound foolish or anything this morning, but as you show a picture with the boat, and it looked just like a drop locker. All the best. Have a great morning, Stefan.
All right, no problem. Oh, Lord, Father. Morning.
Hello.
Yeah, morning. Go ahead.
Good morning, Stefan. Good morning. Man on the ground here with.
Yeah, man on the ground.
Stefan, let me tell you something. I always hear that the sea have no branch, they have no ends. No, I'm not sure with the boat that they show you. 1 minute, the boat that capsized, you see him looking blue and reddish. Then the one that is showing looking more like whitish.
Yeah, I trying to figure out what is going on because this is reports in the news, you know. Huh?
Yeah, but it's two different boats. Right?
Oh, that's underneath the boat. All right. Yeah. Well, that's the bottom of the boat there.
Under the boat. All right, but the one that you're showing there with the people a minute that you see sailing, that looking like a tugboat. I mean, I could be wrong, but you have some boat like that. But by the end of the day, I don't think it's adding up with the amount of tons and the amount of people that the minister on that side saying. I don't think it's adding up. I don't know if you mean people or you mean just cargo. I don't know. But
well, boy,
by the end of the day, it must have people to brief you when they're going on board with these boats. Even if you're going down Caroni, people just brief you, right? To know what side they will sit down and whatever. I do understand, but it's really hard. But it's really sad for these families who lose. Look at the woman who loses 7 children. She might be wishing she and all go to. It's hard to be alive and know your whole family is wiped out. It's not like I'm murder, you know. But by the end of the day, that I don't know, boy. I don't know what kind of how they go feel. I can't understand. I can't think or imagine how they will feel. But it's real hard. So now when we lost one love life, we just know how we feel for months and years. That'll come out of here.
Yeah.
Right? Some people might come out, but that woman lost 7, boy. It's real sad. It's real sad. I don't know. Prayers go out for them this morning. Take care, Stefan. Have a blessed one. Enjoy the rest of the day.
Yeah. No, I now zoom in on it. It's the correct boat, the Barima. I now zoom in on it here, watching it on my computer. That's the boat. That is the boat. Yeah, morning. I'm watching,
morning.
Zooming in on it here, I can see the second deck. There's put cargo there too, like goods and stuff. Yeah, morning, go ahead. And then vehicles to the bottom.
Serious matters. I mean, before Guyana came into this windfall of wealth, these types of boats have been operating there and people have gained confidence of boarding them knowing that they'll reach the destination.
Yeah.
However, everything expires at a particular time. Whether the minister's information is right or wrong, it means whatever happens is that when they finish the post-mortem, they'll come with something that sounds good, but lives were lost. And all countries in the Caribbean, I'm sure, operating with some of these outdated boats or boats that are really and truly not fit for purpose. And the sea is a strange place and strange things happen. As the Minister of Guyana say, it was a ocean, something where it was. We ain't know as yet, and we'll find out as time progresses. But what we need to do is to put things in place to save lives in the future for all the Caribbean countries or all the areas in our jurisdiction. Because lives matter, regardless of who you are.
Correct.
And we need to fix that. I could imagine the sadness running through those survivors and people who now would have lost their loved ones, especially children. We have a special place in our hearts for children, and it's something that bothers and reaches us deep and hard, that sometimes brings tears to families who are not involved. So we need to look at that now and put preventive measures to prevent what happening in the future. You have a good evening.
Yeah, man, no problem. Yeah, I watching this thing. Listen, this tragedy, listen, it has been a sad day, you know, when that woman lost 7 children, you know, birds. Morning.
Morning, Stefan.
This one say now, John 16.
This is not only sad. This really constitutes, in my opinion, a crime, because you can't have a situation like this with this level of life being lost. And before investigation, a proper investigation, you have a minister coming to say, obviously defend the whatever they could defend, and just pulling figures off and manifest and this and that. And at the end of the day, governments will, all the minister would not be on the boat himself, right? The minister wouldn't be on the boat himself, and the government ministers wouldn't be there to supervise it. The public expect things to be in place, that safety protocols are being adhered to, and that is why the government in power at the time will always be held accountable. No matter if you had 5 days there or 10 days, you're in the driving seat now. And that's how things is ruled. It might seem unfair to some people, especially if you're a supporter of a particular government. You might say, but this minister, he wasn't there all these years. That boat is an old boat, and you can't blame him, but you in government know, right?
All right.
And who you want us to look to? You can't look to the person who was there when the boat was inception and all that madness, right? This is a crime, and and only by people would. It really more than sad, and I really hope, as you said before, I hope heads roll, because people doesn't want heads roll when they see they supporting a particular government. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know how all of that come in there, but nevertheless. Yeah, morning. I don't know how all of that, I get confused sometimes in years. Morning, yeah, go ahead.
Boy, I used to watch our show a long time, named Around the World in 80 Days Past, part 2 or some kind of thing. You know that call, I related now. Anyway,
go ahead.
In industry, right, there's a phrase that they use, run to fail. When like a piece of equipment reach a certain stage where it's costs more to get a new one and just let that one run and fail. And this boat reminds me of that, you know, that it reaches that age and becomes so dilapidated that they probably say, hey, let me just let this boat run to fail and then we'll replace it. But it's unfortunate that the passengers now wouldn't be aware of these things. They know that out there's a mean of transport, so they jump on that. And the people who are supposed to be maintaining these boats and things,
yeah,
just decide that, okay, this breakdown, leave that. That breakdown, leave that. This ain't working, leave that. And then eventually, but unfortunately, that the failure happened off into the sea. And there's lives that is lost. But you would ask yourself that, you know, you would think that only in Trinidad we have people who just come and make public statements like Fitzgerald Hines and Stuart Young and all them fellas them. Because a boat is something that is buoyant, it is float. So if the tide rises, the boat would rise with the tide. The tide wouldn't rise and the boat would go sink.
Exactly. I don't understand what that government minister talking about is a tide issue.
So you understand? So I don't know if it's a semi-submersible boat that if the tide rises, half of the boat will go underwater. I know a boat, if the tide rises 20 feet, the boat will rise 20 feet because it's on top of the tide. So you see how people just want to song like they know what they're talking about. And instead, when you sit down and you listen to what they're really saying, they're talking a certain nonsense. We had to look into these things. Have a good morning. Take care.
Yeah.
Unfortunate for the people. Yeah, later, man. Take care. Yeah.
I just confused. Yes, boy, I don't know that. I really don't know. But I think, well, I'm Googling it here. Let me hear it. Morning.
Morning, step one. Exactly what that previous caller about is what that government minister was talking about. trying to make excuses that do not exist. First of all, I'd like to tell you yesterday when I called you and I told you that you're given CNC 3, PNM 3 promotion. I see they turn around and give a promotion with Philip Alexander and what was happening in Maloney. So thanks. Are they listening? They are listening. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, what I'm telling you now, they should also investigate why was a pipeline out in the sea off a Point-de-Pierre jetty. That is the first thing a commissioner of inquiry should have found out. And so those divers were deliberately left there. Somebody put on the pump to suck in oil and they make a mistake and it's sucking the divers. And that is what nobody wants to investigate. Why was a pump turned on when the fellas were patching the pipeline? And it's time our Prime Minister have an investigation or advise the police to go and do an investigation to why those divers were sucked into that pipeline. Okay? So that is not an accident. That was an incident that somebody went and put on a pipeline. Okay? Put on a pump. And those divers went in that and they never wanted to save them. Even the guy who was in the ambulance after he came out, they kept him for 3 hours sitting there in oil, hoping that he would have died too. So it's time we really investigate that, because that commission of inquiry, that was a waste of time.
All right. Yeah. Well, I can't, that's the views of the caller there in some of the instances in terms of what he said there. Let me take this final call here and then we've got to take a break. We got set while aboard. We'll deal with cancer when we come back after the break. Morning.
Morning, Mr. Stefan.
Yeah, man.
I sent you a link from Guyana News and I sent you, during the course of the meeting, maybe you might be able to read the Guyana newspaper. I sent you the PDF.
You sent my PDF there? Yeah. Right, nice.
Yeah,
Chronicle.
Guyana newspaper, maybe you might be able to read about what's happening with this boat and what the president, Mr. Ali, state about it. Okay? But, so you're trying to tell me somebody alluded to a tide issue that why the boat sink?
Yeah, they said it tied.
Oh, a tide issue. Okay, well, that's craziness. You will see another photo. That's craziness. Yeah.
Oh,
you must see,
God.
Aquaman must have sink it. I don't know. I mad people think. Anyway, I send you a link too. You will see our next photo of the boat. And I want somebody to deal in depth. I don't know if anybody's speaking about it. I see a Grace, you say something about it earlier today, this morning. The 2 newspaper articles that went in depth into the judgment, the 72-page judgment with Mr. Jack Warner case. I want somebody to deal with that because I don't believe nobody's speaking about what I read in the newspaper, about the judgment states.
Yes.
Okay?
I will see if either tomorrow or Thursday I could get a legal comment on it in terms of the judgment with Jack Warner.
You don't have to get a legal comment on it. Yeah, besides getting a legal comment, you can just highlight what the 72-page judgment states. Right?
I was going to deal with it this morning, but the Guyana thing. Yeah, I was going to deal with it this morning.
I understand that. I understand all of that, but I haven't heard anyone speaking or even reading the article.
Nobody ain't talking about it.
Aloud.
Yeah, nobody ain't talking about it. But we're going to deal with it tomorrow.
Okay.
Don't fright.
Okay, have a good day.
Yeah, man. I will deal with that tomorrow. That judgment with Jack Warner, we're going to deal with that tomorrow. Because when you read that judgment and what they did with Jack will not get money Jack will get good money from that, from suing the office of the Attorney General, The state had to pay Jack, Because Al-Rawi, boy, look now. Morning.
Stefan, morning.
Yeah.
Thanks, eh? What I'm saying, right, these boats are them a river boat, right? Because these boats are them are all that deep. Yes, if you watch that, the bottom of the boat that you see, the flat bottom boat that they're running.
Yeah.
Up from there and they hit up the river and they go on their way. Now, you see the tides, I feel this boat run aground and cause the boat, when it hit, run aground, it turned sideways. Now, Sunday had in my life, I never experienced this in the sea. I have my own boat and Sunday had 2 dead tide. When I tell you dead stuff, and you could have never even come in your river mouth. 2 dead tide in one. This is the first time I ever experienced that I have a boat. You understand? If I had stick there, when you stick in the river mouth, the first thing that's happen is your boat just turn sideways, and if you can't balance your boat, it turn sideways and start taking water. You know? Ask any fisherman there.
Okay.
I figure he hit a sandbank. And when he hit the sandbank, the boat stopped and turned sideways. And that is where it started taking water. You understand?
Okay.
So that is something that I look at. That probably happened to him then.
All right.
Later.
All right, cool, man.
Yeah, man.
All right, I gotta go to the break. All right, I have to go to the break. Or I hold some strain because I need to go to the break. We got set coming on after the break, cancer, and then we had to take our next break and get to the birthdays and so on and so forth. All right. Guyana will run their investigation, but I'm telling you, I went and I looked at it here. Yes, a rising tide can absolutely sink a boat, but while the old proverb says, a rising tide lifts all boats, physics and real-world conditions tell a very different story under specific circumstances. If a boat is restricted in its ability to rise freely, with the changing water level, the incoming volume of water will overwhelm the buoyancy and submerge it. So in some instances, it has to be, if it's tide and things like that. But I would imagine if it's overweight, it cannot rise with the water. So if it's overweight or overloaded, right, or overweight, and it cannot rise with the water because that weight is keeping it down, then that rising tide, the water will come in. So either way, your goose cook. Either way, your goose cook, because what caused the boat not to rise with the tide is the question that will be asked. And then they're going to look at the weight and this and the that and the other, right? And they're going to have to break it down and assess it. But somebody had to pay. And listen, God bless that woman. To lose 7 children. Look, in 7 children in one shot, you know, partner. 7 children, our man lost anyway. That's real sad, boy. Director, I'll send you something in the breaking on chat. I need the picture up as I go to the break here. How authorities respond in time of disaster paints the picture and tells you the story. And I look at that situation and I see the response to that distress call. And then I look at the situation that we were faced with in February of 2022, and it's chalk and cheese. And I will never forget that 4 men were left in a pipeline to die. Despite one man coming out of the pipe and saying, hey, them fellas are alive down there. And they made no attempt to go and save the men. Despite countless volunteers who were willing to try. To not even try tells a story. You understand what I'm telling you? You have the photo there. News this morning coming in terms of investments and positive things in Trinidad and Tobago. Well, U.S. officials have arrived in Trinidad and Tobago for high-level talks. Senior United States officials have arrived in Trinidad and Tobago as Washington moves to strengthen bilateral ties and advance shared regional priorities. Deputy Assistant Secretary Barbara Feinstein and Chief Policy Officer of the U.S. International Development Finance Corporation, the DFC, Caroline Vick, were welcomed to Port of Spain by U.S. Charge d'Affaires Dr. Jennifer Neidhart, the Ortiz's successor, Philip Kern, right. In a statement posted on social media, Kern said the United States looked forward to deepening the U.S.-Trinidad and Tobago partnership and advancing shared priorities across the region. And while details of the visit were not immediately disclosed, the presence of Feinstein and Vic signals continued U.S. engagement with Trinidad and Tobago on areas including economic development, investment, regional cooperation, and strategic partnerships. So there is an entire team here from the United States, and they will enter into some high-level talks with the Trinidad and Tobago authorities. So things continue to happen on that front, all right, in a positive direction. Also, very quickly here, the grass cutting. The grass cutting project started yesterday in Maloney as of 6 a.m. If you could just show me the video. I ain't taking too long with it. We're running the whole thing. Got to go to the break. Right? This was the Maloney grass cutting. So, stage one of answering the call of those persons in Maloney is the minister in the Ministry of Housing, Philip Alexander, responded immediately as he usually does, sending the HEC workers or a team from HEC up there to start cutting the grass and dealing with that. Now, the reason why apparently it was in that sort of condition because they were working out that whole contract. We have a lot of gangs that still pulling a rank and creating some havoc because they're not getting the money not coming to them. So the money not coming to the gangs, and the gangs, you know what I mean, they're making, you know, they're intimidating and so on and so forth. But a team from HEC went up because like Philip said yesterday or day before when we spoke to him, yesterday we spoke to him, what they found out is that, you know, there was plenty duplications of contracts. So you had HEC cutting grass on one side of the road and CPEP on the next, right? Because somebody had to get a contract. So the grass cutting did begin at Maloney Gardens. And like I said, look, whether you like him or not, the man walk in. The man go in, he listened to the problems that the people faced with, and he answered the call one time, and they're putting things in place. And I would imagine as the financial situation in the country advances itself in time to come, and like what we've seen this morning with this team from the United States of America coming for high-level talks with the authorities here in Trinidad and Tobago, you know, that all these investments and so on and so forth. I would imagine that, I think in the upcoming budget, I think this upcoming budget is going to be favorable. Yeah. I think this first year here, the Prime Minister has made certain moves, and she's attracted certain investments in the country that will benefit us, no doubt, in the coming months. So we will see, because the projections by the World Bank and all of the economic statistics is that by the end of 2026, going into 2027, Trinidad and Tobago will turn the corner in a big way. So we just halfway through 2026, probably just have a few months to go, and I think projects will start. Right now, there are no projects going on, there are no road paving, there are no construction, there are nothing going on, you know. So it's not like contract giving out and some people getting and others ain't getting. It just happens to have nothing given out. So we'll see what happens in a couple months' time, but keep any lights on for now. We take the break. When we come back from the break, we will get into it with Seth on cancer. We're already 9 minutes to the hour of 8 o'clock, so we'll be back after this.
Before you take your omega-3 supplement, check for the natural product number NPN on the label. This unique code shows that Jameson products have approved rigorous Health Canada testing for safety and effectiveness. Unlike some supplements that carry disclaimers like not approved by the FDA, Jameson Omega-3 is the trusted choice, offering 1800 milligrams of EPA and DHA for heart health. Choose quality. Choose Jameson.
Welcome to Antigua Mars. Them people have no behavior, they have no behavior. Welcome to Antigua Mars. Clear out, you know it's danger.
Every day at the castle, long before we open our doors, our work begins. Our famous seasonings are mixed in advance. We select our fresh chicken parts and prep our delicious sides. Then we fire up the fryers and rotisserie oven. Everything is made with tasty local herbs, spices, and the same long-loved recipe since 1968. So, when you come in, remember that we uphold our culture and our taste just for you. We are your Royal Castle.
At Adams Optical, we care for your vision with everything from stylish frames, contact lenses, and sunglasses, starting at just $595 to advanced eye care services. We also diagnose and manage conditions like glaucoma and cataracts with our in-house ophthalmologist. Additional services include OCT, VFT, and cataract surgeries. Visit us at San Fernando, Chaguanas, or Rio Claro.
Welcome to Car City Trading, your #1 supply of brand new Korean auto parts. Come on down to lot number 78, Bamboo Settlement number 2, Valsain, between the hours of 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Monday to Friday, and 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday to get your Hyundai and Kia vehicular needs. Car City Trading has everything your vehicle needs, from a brand new head and blocks to engine parts, transmissions, suspension parts, body parts, electrical parts, braking system, AC system, even the smallest sensor, and much more. WhatsApp us today at 704-2246 or call us at 645-2603 and let us be your car parts solution. Be sure to find us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and look out for our monthly deals and promotions. Car City Trading, quality products at unbeatable prices.
Concerned about the safety and security of your property? Then look no further. At Electromatic Gate Systems, they specialize in fabrication of gates, fencing, and much more. They also provide remote control access for sliding and swing gates and garage doors for residential, commercial, and industrial use. Have a design in mind? They can fabricate and motorize it into reality. Why choose them? They supply Italian-made motors backed by 10 years warranty, and you can ask about their lifetime warranty packages. Electromatic Gate Systems remains the sole authorized distributor for ProfoundNet throughout the Caribbean. Don't compromise your security. Contact them today at 333-GATE, that is 333-4283. Find them on Google, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, or visit their website at www.electromaticgates.com. Their team is standing by to assist.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors, roti makers. Try Chic Lisha high quality, unbleached, bromate free, all purpose and whole wheat flour. Bleached flour and bromate flour is treated with chemicals that can cause cancer, and this is banned in Europe and many other countries. Chic Lisha flour offers a healthier option, being that it's unbleached and bromate free. It also has a finer grain and a softer texture, lower priced and conveniently packaged in 2 pound, 2 kg, 10 kg, and 25 kg bags. Available at groceries and supermarkets. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Chic Lisha Limited at 665-3336 or 480-8715, or visit them at Warrenville, Canoopia. Chic Lisha Limited, quality you can trust.
If you're planning an event, make us your first option. At Reality of a Dream, we can make your event memorable. We can assist in planning your corporate functions, moderate gatherings, family occasions, christenings, and more. We also cater for weddings and other special occasions. Our newly renovated venue includes a majestic entryway, which takes you along a path to a fantastic indoor facility which can accommodate up to 80 dining guests. A recently completed, fully air-conditioned, beautifully designed wing, which maintains the theme and flow of Reality of a Dream, adds 30 extra seats for dining guests. In total, we can now seat a total of 110 dining guests. Come see for yourself the splendor that awaits you. Walk along the path and make your way to the breathtaking, well-maintained swimming pool and gazebo, and also the entire grounds of Reality of a Dream. We've also updated the Dream Suite, which comes with all modern conveniences, where guests can enjoy the feeling of an exquisite retreat overlooking the entire area. Reality of a Dream caters to professional events. We provide secured parking for guests, so call us at 332-6880 and ask for Harriet, located at number 15 Moses Avenue, San Juan. Reality of a Dream, making dreams come true every day.
Are you tired of managing symptoms without understanding why your body is breaking down? Setwayo's Holistic Health Clinic provides consultation and re-education sessions followed by nutritional therapy programs designed to address the root causes of chronic disease. The clinic works with clients in Trinidad and Tobago and internationally, helping people rebuild the body through correct nutrition, not drugs, supplements, herbs, detoxes, injections, or quick fixes. Setwayo is also the author of You Are Not Sick, You Are Malnourished, a powerful health book that has been the top-selling book on consignment at RIK bookstores nationwide every month since entering the stores. If you're struggling with cancer, diabetes, high blood pressure, obesity, autoimmune issues, fertility challenges, digestive problems, or other chronic condition, book a consultation and re-education session today. Purchase the book at RIK bookstores nationwide, Nelson's bookstore in Tobago, Amazon, or Gumroad. Visit setwayoclinic.com or call or WhatsApp 279-3935 or 761-1952. Setwayo's Holistic Health Clinic, rebuilding the body, reversing disease through nutritional therapy.
All right, people, so we're back. We got Setwayo aboard with us, and for the next 10 minutes, we'll be talking about cancer. We are 1 minute away from the hour of 8 o'clock. Set, morning to you, man. Welcome back to the program.
Good morning.
And
good morning.
Cancer.
Yes, so cancer and Trinidad and Tobago. I was seeing that there was a conference held Friday. It was the 14th Annual Caribbean Association Oncology and Hematology Scientific Conference. So that took place on Saturday. So there's a representative from the United Nations that was there, and she was speaking with regards to some data from the WHO on cancer statistics for Trinidad. And the data showed that Trinidad and Tobago, if you are within the age of 30 to 70, you have a 20% chance of contracting or developing cancer. Right, 20% chance. That means 1 in every 5 individuals. So if you go to the first diagram would be the first diagram, diagram 1, with the 1 in 5 individuals. All right, so this is the statistics from the World Health Organization, right? 1 in 5 people. Now, that can be quite scary when you think about it, all right? But we need to start asking the bigger questions, because we shouldn't just see data like that, and of course data like that kind of puts you into a state of panic or fear. But just being a Trinidadian, that puts you at risk. That's what they basically saying. And they highlighted certain things. They highlighted alcohol, the high use of alcohol in Trinidad and Tobago, the use of tobacco, smoking in Trinidad and Tobago, of course sugar, and they also would have mentioned salt, right? Of course, you know my take with regards to that last one. Yeah. But we understand that alcohol is terrible. Smoking, of course, is terrible. And for years, I have been speaking on the dangers of sugar, all right? The aspect with salt, we need to understand that alcohol and tobacco are not essential for life or health. Dietary sugar is also not essential for life after a particular age. For those that get my book, you'll get to understand that. But salt, on the other hand, is essential for life. So I don't think salt should be lumped in to the category of those others, especially alcohol and tobacco, where without sodium and chloride, you are dead, right? So lump that in with that, I think that there is I would say is misrepresentation. But we're not gonna make that the topic, right? What we have to do is understand that you have to look at the conditions and the environment that the cells are in that causes it to develop into cancer. So we have to ask the real question. So let's go to the diagram number 2, right? The real question, why is cancer becoming more common? It is more common today. Now we have become very skilled when I say we are talking about the mainstream healthcare system and so forth, they have become very skilled at identifying a disease after you contracted the disease. What people have not been skilled in is preventing diseases, right? But we are quite skilled in identifying them. So then the focus many people are looking at is what clinics they could go to help treat the disease, right? Where they could go for testing to check for the disease. But how many people are focused on root cause of the disease? Why is cancer becoming more common today, right? We need to ask that question. We need to ask that question. And of course, it deals with the environment that your cells are in, the conditions that your cells are in. So let's go to the third diagram. Let's go to the third diagram. The internal environment is important. And we touched on some of these over the past couple of weeks as well. So here are 5 conditions that can damage cells and increase cancer risk. We have chronic inflammation. Now you need to understand that inflammation is not a bad thing. Chronic inflammation is a response of the body to foreign entities that enter your system. That is your part of your body's defense mechanism. So inflammation is not a bad thing. When it happens, when something enters your system, it might happen, you might have some inflammation taking place over a short period of time, hours, or a couple of days. But when inflammation becomes chronic, that is a problem. So you have to also affect and look at the factors that causes the chronic inflammation. Then we have glycation. All right, glycation is when sugar attaches to proteins and other substances in the body, all right, and form advanced glycation. And products, and we touched on that already, and it's more so I touched on it I go a little more into it in my book as well. That's why I encourage people to get
How do you understand? Just remember, how do you know how do you know your body is going through that glycation?
Oh, glycation is a process that would happen in your body regardless, but how the body deals with it and the amount that is happening is also an issue. Another way to test for glycation, HbA1c test, that is a measure of glycation. It measures how much glycation is taking place in the hemoglobin in your red blood cells. All right? So that's one of the tests that is used for that. All right? But glycation causes a lot of problems in the body. Damage to the kidneys, we saw that the other day. Glycation causes damage to the kidneys as well. But once you're consuming excess sugar, you're going to have glycation issues, all right? But as I've mentioned, I don't consume any form of sugar or carbohydrates whatsoever. So that reduces my body's ability to have issues with regards with glycation. Now, there are other factors as well that can cause the body to overproduce sugar that could even create a situation that causes a lot of glycation as well. And this is why I do my consultations and educate people on these things as well, right? Because there are certain factors that could cause such as low salt in the diet, right? That could cause that as well. But glycation can cause chronic inflammation. And then we have oxidative stress. Now, oxidation is also a natural thing that happens in your body as part of the metabolic process of cells. It produces redox activity in the body. But when those activities is too much, it can become problematic and cause oxidative stress. Or when the other mechanisms in your body that is designed to deal with oxidation is reduced, and these come back to other factors. Glycation can cause a reduction as well. Poor nutritional profile can cause a reduction of your, antioxidants and so forth, and that can increase oxidative stress. Then we have insulin resistance. Now, insulin is probably the most important hormone in the body because insulin is what is used to transport nutrients into your cells. So insulin is not a bad thing, it's a good thing, but when it's excessive, coming back again with too much sugar consumption, that can now cause your cells to start to reject it, all right? And that becomes problematic in your system, and that could lead not just to diabetes, but other metabolic conditions. And then we have the fifth one there, toxins.
Right.
Toxins. Now, when I say toxins, I'm not just talking about synthetic toxins, which is what everybody knows, but there are natural toxins as well. So it literally doesn't matter if it's natural or synthetic. Toxins are toxins regardless. And we have to understand that these play a role and affect the metabolic health of the body, the internal environment of the body. And that can affect how your cells operate. Now, those 5 things that he looked at, there are other things that could affect the body as well, but those 5 things, none of them are tumors, right?
No.
None of them are cancers. But they can cause the body to respond in a way that can create cancer.
Right.
And that comes back to what we were looking at last week with regards to your genes and gene expression. So if we pull up the 4th slide, genes are not destiny, as I explained last week as well. The environment controls how genes are expressed. And we need to understand that, because the reason why cancer cases continues to increase is because our genes are designed to keep us alive for survival, but in a particular environment.
Right.
Now, we have changed the environment of the body, so the genes now are expressing themselves in a manner that results in cancer. Not because the genes are faulty, it's because we have created an environmental condition that is causing the genes to adapt. And that adaptation is creating disease, right? Adaptations are supposed to be positive, but it can be negative if the environment are off. So look at what we have here. Beyond your dreams, you have nutrition. What you eat matters the most, of course. Then we have sleep. Sleep is responsible for rest and repair, all right? So that helps with resting and repairing your body. Then we have, of course, movement. Humans are not designed to stay still. We are designed to move. We're supposed to be moving and remain active. So staying still is an issue as well, especially when nutrition is poor, all right? Stress, managing stress, all right? That protects your health. So we have to look at all the other stress factors involved, not just psychological stress. Because we need to understand that psychological stress is a physical manifestation, because it's chemical reactions that still have to let your body know, hey, it's in a stressful state. Activation of the sympathetic nervous system. So
Right.
things like the poor nutrition, poor diet can also put you in a stressful state as well, all right? And within your genes, you have immune responses, all right? So stronger defenses. So all of these help protect against disease. So these are how your genes are supposed to operate, right? Hormone balance, right? The body system within harmony. So all of that is supposed to be taking place within your genes. That's how your genes is designed. You have the energy production. So more energy is better function. And then your genes also designed to cell repair. All right? So all of these are how your genes are designed to operate to get the body to work better. So you cannot change your genes, but you could change how they express themselves, the gene expression. So
Right.
the environment matters. You have to eat correctly and take care of your health in order for your genes to respond correctly. Let's go to the next slide. Now let's think about it in this manner. If you have 2 seeds, right? 2 seeds. And you plant the seeds, 1 seed, 2 seeds, same genetics, and you plant one in good soil with good proper nutrition, nutritionally rich soil, and you plant in one with a nutritionally deficient soil. The plants are not going to grow the same. They are not going to grow the same, even though they are the same seeds, right? Because of the soil. Now here is the thing. If the environment can affect the outcome and could create disease, can the opposite also happen? If you fix the environment, can it cause disease now to regress? Right? And yes, the body has the capacity to heal. Cancer can regress. So you could move from diagnosis to regression and to remission. That is a possibility.
Right.
Right? That is a possibility. So what regression is the cancer cells or the cancer becoming smaller or less advanced. That can definitely happen in the right environment, but you have to change that environment. And what is remission? Remission is when the cancer is no longer detectable or is significantly reduced. All these things have happened and can happen. So regression and remission are possible. but the right condition matters. Now, there is something that is quite documented in the medical and scientific field. The next slide is going to show it here. So let's go to the next diagram. And this has to do with spontaneous regression. It says why some regressions are called spontaneous. Now, what spontaneous regression is when somebody has like a terminal illness or a disease, and the disease either regresses on their own or goes into remission without any medical intervention, or the intervention that was done was not enough to explain why it regressed or why it went into remission. So it is called spontaneous regression.
Okay.
But if you directly affect the conditions, the environment, all right, that is not now spontaneous regression. If you deliberately and intentionally change what you consume, address your hydration issues, right? Proper nutrition, proper hydration, proper electrolyte balance, right? Proper rest and movement.
Right.
And you get regression from making those changes. Is it now still spontaneous?
Well, no.
No, because that was an intervention.
Yeah.
Now, I have seen this at my clinic because I utilize nutritional therapy. Right, nutritional therapy, where we are intervening by making changes to correct the environment of the body, the internal environment. And by correcting the internal environment, you increases the body's likelihood of regressing the disease because you are dealing with the environment that caused the illness in the first place. And this is what we need to understand. We are spinning top in mud because people want to heal, but they don't want to change their diet and lifestyle.
Right.
And the other major factor is most people that are willing to change their diet and lifestyle do not have the knowledge required to change it in the correct direction. So a lot of people making dietary changes, but it's in the wrong direction, and it's resulting in them putting their health in a worse position. So let's go to the next diagram. Changing the condition changes the outcome. So poor environment, so you have inflammation, you have toxins, you have poor diet, you have stress. If you change that condition, all right, and you change the environment into a healthy environment with real food, proper nutrients, clean fluids, rest and movement, then the cellular health is also going to change. Cell function going to start working properly. It's going to start repairing, and regeneration is going to start taking place. And that is going to lower cancer risk. So you have stronger immunity, and you're going to have better long-term health. And this is what we need to understand. We have to address the environment of the internal body in order to facilitate healing and to prevent disease. We have ancient bodies, like I mentioned last week. We have ancient bodies. And the majority of things that we consume today, our bodies aren't designed to handle, and it's going to continue to create disease. So when you hear 1 out of every 5 people between the ages of 30 to 70 in Trinidad and Tobago are at risk to developing cancer, it is because we are still trying to feed the body things it is not biologically designed to consume. But we don't want to address that. Some people don't want to. I've had people call me and tell me, Stefan, they want to book an appointment, but they know they will have to change things in the diet, so they're not going to. Right? They know they'll have to change. They didn't even know what they'll have to change in the diet yet.
Right.
But they say they know they'll have to change things in the diet, and they like what they currently consume, so they're not going to. They ain't ready yet. When are people going to be ready? When you develop a terminal illness? When are they're going to wait till then? A lot of people come to me when all the other health clinics and institutions send them home to die. That's when they come, right? They come as a last resort, and now willing to make these changes, right? And now willing to make these changes. And we shouldn't do that. We shouldn't do that. We should be preemptive instead of reactive. And this is the mindset of our nation. We are not proactive, right? We are not proactive. So let's go to the last slide. right? Don't wait until cancer develops. Protect the environment. Your cells live in every single day. We need to protect our internal health, our internal environment, all right? We need to do that. And if we continue to lapse, all right, I think worldwide now is around 20 million people are diagnosed with cancer at present. To say by the year 2050, it's estimated to reach to 35 million. So cancer cases are just going to 35 million per year. I'm talking about per year. 35 million per year. So cancer cases are continuing to rise. You know why? Because the trends are not changing. We are continuing to follow certain lifestyles when we are not biologically designed to live those lifestyles. Our body is not designed for such lifestyle. That's like taking our fish and putting it in sand and expecting the fish to live, right? That is what we have been doing. So if you want more knowledge on proper nutrition, to understand how your body is designed to truly eat, go out there, purchase my book. It's available at RIK bookstores nationwide, at Nelson's Bookstore in Tobago. It's on Amazon as well. The digital copy, for those that don't like to read physical books, the digital copy is available on Gumroad. You can message me directly for the books, available at my clinic as well, because we need to make changes. These statistical data is a representative of what is happening in society right now, and it is quite frankly alarming.
All right. Well, people, you can give Seth a call on 279-3935 or 761-1952. Make sure, check him out. You can book an appointment, and of course, you can get the book, as he said. Well, thanks a lot for the information on cancer. I hope you guys are paying attention. I know a lot of people down in the St. James Infirmary were complaining the other day about a shortage of medication. They said something with the machine being down. And these people depend on these services, you know, because they believe that, you know, that's the other thing, but we run out of time, and I don't pass my time by a mile. But people depend on these services that, I don't know, boy, you're going on, you're going on there and you're doing, it is chemotherapy and that kind of thing. I have never heard anybody do chemo and survive. I'm telling you, maybe very a small percentage, maybe, but you know, and that is the standard, right? So I mean, I don't know.
Could be before that. You don't want to reach to the point of developing a disease that you now have to go and burn down the whole rainforest to capture the one jewel thief. That's what we're doing, right? That's what chemo is.
Well, I mean, when you're done there already, I mean, you're resorting to a type of treatment that, to me, it doesn't work. I know real people who died from cancer and they went through the process and thing, and chemo and medication, and it might extend you. It might buy you maybe a few months, maybe in some cases a year or two, but it never really works. It doesn't reverse the disease.
And I know some people who develop new conditions from the chemo, right?
Well, all of that too. But we got to take the final break. When we come back from this break, I'm going to get to the birthdays very quickly and then we're out of here. We'll be back after this.
Welcome to Caribbean Tourist Villa, your home away from home in the heart of Port of Spain. With over 25 years of trusted hospitality, Caribbean Tourist Villa has been a reliable choice for both business professionals and vacationers. Our guest rooms are thoughtfully equipped with all the essentials for a relaxing and productive stay, and our tranquil pool area is perfect for relaxation after a busy day. We've created the ideal space for you to relax, recharge, and enjoy. Give us a call to book your stay today.
Let's get it started.
Master Ganesh Bhargav offers powerful guidance for all kinds of life problems, doubts, confusion, protection needs, and clarity. His astrology practice comes from a powerful ancestral tribal lineage with over 500 years of astrological and spiritual practice. Bhargavji does not dominate or pressure clients. Instead, he focuses on fixing problems with care and balance. His reunion love spells and death reversal spells are designed to restore harmony and provide lifetime protection. This is not individual effort alone, but collective spiritual power working for you. Many clients notice strong positive changes within a few sessions. Call +1 868 347 2350.
Greetings to you all in the wonderful name of our Lord and Savior, the sweet rose of Sharon and the Prince of Peace, Christ Jesus. I am Ezekiel Johnson Fort, and I am pleased to inform you of the newest branch of the Christian Union Church, Trinidad and Grenada District, San Juan Revival Ministries. If you are desiring prayer, healing, or that closer connection to the Heavenly Father, then the place to be is at San Juan Revival Ministries. And allow me to ask you one question. Are you living a life without Jesus Christ? Do you desire freedom from spiritual bondage? Then the only solution to your problem is Him. In the book of Matthew, chapter 11 and verses 28, it says, "Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest." And this is mostly speaking to those of you who are Christians and you might not have a place to fellowship. Come. Fellowship with us at the Christian Union Church, San Juan Revival Ministries. Come, be edified and equipped by the Word of God preached by the man of God, Senior Reverend Bishop Dave Donation. You will be empowered by the move of the Holy Spirit of the living God. Come and be comforted. If you desire to be an environment that shows compassion and care for your spiritual needs, growth, and development, then fellowship with us at number 1 Bagatelle Corner, Saddle Road, every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. to 12 noon. I look forward to seeing you there, and God bless you all, and may the peace of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, be with you now and always. God bless you all.
Eden Heights Clinic is one of the most advanced state-of-the-art alternative clinics in the Caribbean. They offer a dynamic combination of life-changing treatments, including prolozone therapy, live blood analysis, halotherapy, limb backing, nutritional programs, colon hydrotherapy, weight loss programs, oxygen baths, and more. Their professional doctors, Drs. Carlos Navarro, Bronwyn Navarro, and Brian Thompson provide consultation services in areas of diabetes detox programs, arthritis, sports injuries, heart disease, high blood pressure, persons suffering with knee, shoulder, and back pain. At Eden Heights Clinic, they understand that your health is your wealth. Get in touch with them to determine which service is the right choice for you. Visit them at any one of their 3 locations at 13 Montague Avenue, Twin City, at 41 Ramsaran Street, Shoguanas, or give them a call at 640-8985 or 613-7571, or send them a WhatsApp to 493-9196. Eden Heights Clinic is your right choice.
All right, people, so we got a few birthdays to get to as we return here, and then we are out. We got to say happy belated birthday going out to Minister of Public Utilities, Barry Padarat. Apparently celebrated his birthday yesterday. We got the greeting yesterday, but it didn't reach the email. So I had to do it today belatedly. So happy belated birthday to Barry Padarat. Also, we want to wish Marissa Bisundial a happy birthday. May God bless you with good health, long life, and happiness always. Coming from your mom, dad, brother, and husband. And they love you very much. So, Marissa, happy birthday to you. Also, good morning, Stefan. Sending 50th birthday blessings to our son, Richard Kishore, on the 21st of July. May your special day bring you joy, love, happiness, good health, and long, long life. We, your parents, love you more than words can say. Enjoy your day from your parents, Kishore and Monica, and your son, Rossan Kishore. All right, so happy 50th to Richard. Yeah, man. And finally, happy 5th birthday to our absolute world, Krish Samjawan. 5 years ago today, you came into our lives and changed it forever in the most beautiful way. Watching you grow from a tiny baby into this kind, smart, intelligent, and hilarious, funny little boy has been the greatest adventure of our lives. You fill our home with so much laughter and pure sunshine. We are incredibly proud of your big heart and your endless curiosity. No matter how big you get, you will always be our precious little boy. May God protect you, guide your tiny steps, and fill your days with absolute joy. We love you to the moon and back forever and ever. From both Mommy Christy, Mom Stephanie, Daddy Brian, Papi Yuri, Sister Catalia, and grandparents Savistry and Roderick. All right, so happy birthday going out to Krish. All right, and with that, people, we are out for today. Goodbye until tomorrow. Tomorrow we are behind the badge. Greenwich will be on. We'll get to all of the issues related to crime, as it relates to crime, and so on and so forth. And I'll see if I could get on to an attorney on the Jack Warner matter, or maybe even Khadijah Amin on the NPOPs issue. But until then, enjoy your day. We out.
Okay.